Single during lockdown? Online dating sites have seen a huge surge in activity during the pandemic, but not everyone's dating profiles are who they say they are. In the last year, romance scamming has increased by 26%, and fraudsters have tricked lonely hearts in the UK out of £75 million. What is a romance scam? A romance scam, or dating fraud, is when a scammer uses a fake profile to form a relationship with a victim, but not for romance. The scammer's goal is to try and gain a person's trust and affection before asking for money or personal information. Anne was conned out of £350,000. Recently divorced, she joined a dating site looking for love when she was contacted by someone who called himself Ben.
He was behaving like we'd known each other for a lot longer, saying stuff like, "I love you, I can't wait to meet you." He was just playing on my heartstrings and I fell for it, and I can't believe I did.
He told her he was a businessman working away. Over the course of several months, he said he was in love, spoke of marriage, but also persuaded her to send thousands of pounds to help him overcome business problems.
Initially it was, "Oh, my bank card's stuck. Oh, can you help me? I've got a hotel bill to pay." And then it was port taxes, and then it was an extra warehouse space. And then the final crunch, which was the big amount, was £50,000, because there was an accident in the warehouse and one of his forklift truck drivers had been crushed and his family were demanding payment of £50,000. And I fell for all of it because I felt close to him and wanted to help him, so took out a loan against my house.
But whilst these scams might seem obvious, the fraudsters are often part of an extremely sophisticated and well-organised criminal operation who use grooming techniques.
By the time people give money to romance fraudsters, that's what we see, that's what the outside world see. That's really the very end of an extremely long and sophisticated grooming process, whereby that the person is a victim of something akin to coercive control or domestic violence and abuse. And it's the very end of that process we see. So it seems extremely obvious to us, but the person has actually been groomed and exploited over a long period of time, to the point in which their reality has been so distorted that it's impossible to see that they are making bad decisions.
So how can you avoid being scammed?
The number one thing that people can do is keep your support network close to you. Don't let yourself be separated or isolated from your friends and your family. This is something that fraudsters will do, because your friends and your family are on the outside of the relationship. They have an objective view, so keep them close.
The pandemic has given fraudsters the perfect excuse for not ever being able to come and meet their targets.
Often criminals create a persona that's based around strength and reliability, so often we see medics or soldiers or doctors. They'll often want to move the conversation off the platform that you've been communicating on, because that provides less security for you. Often they'll create a financial emergency or some form of crisis, but this can take a long time to develop. And of course, this is where the complexity lies, because by that time many people have developed quite a strong bond with the person that they're engaging with, and it can be embarrassing to admit that they've made a mistake.
And police believe that this has contributed to a rise in cases. There were over 700 reported romance scams that happened in October 2020, but police believe many more are going unreported. Romance scamming is an extremely difficult crime to investigate because the criminal networks stretch across borders and money obtained fraudulently moves quickly from one account to another, making it hard to trace. The police say they are working with foreign governments to identify suspects, and they have managed to repatriate some of the money that they have stolen this year. But for the moment, many of these cruel scammers are going unpunished.